Okay, so today we're filming a launch campaign for this new filter with PolarPro. Got it on my Q3 right here. This is the PolarPro Portra. We're out here with the Porsche. We've got Alyssa coming with her horse. We're gonna do some cowboy shit out here. And I'm gonna be filming everything on these absolute beauties. Leica let me borrow these for about a week. These are the Hectors. Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. This video I'm going to be talking about some really cool lenses that I had the opportunity to use for the past week. You may have heard of them, the Leitz Cine Hectors. So I reached out to Leitz, was really interested in trying these. They were kind enough to send me the whole set for a week. Now that coincided really nicely with a launch campaign that I was doing with PolarPro. So PolarPro had hit me up, they had this new filter coming out and they wanted to use me to kind of be the photographer subject in this project. I would also be filming and getting photos for them. So I reached out to a friend who I knew had worked with a bunch of riders, and he connected me with Alyssa and her horse Ty, and we linked up with PolarPro and we head out to the West Desert and we created some really cool stuff. So it was great to be able to use these Hectors for that project, and all I can say is that these lenses are absolutely fantastic. So throughout this video, I'm going to be showing you some scenes. It's the best way that I can, portray the quality of these lenses. And I don't really go too much into the technical specifications of lenses. I care about the user experience and the results. Not knocking anyone who goes into details. And there's probably some videos of specifics, about lens elements and stuff on these lenses. But all in all, image quality, it's incredible. From what I understand, it's vintage glass in a modern housing. And I can honestly feel that it is a modern housing. They're hefty. They are really, really sturdy. They're built incredibly well. Now, I'm an anamorphic guy. I shoot on the Atlas Mercuries. I just love the results I get from anamorphic. I love a 2.39:1 aspect ratio. So this was a new experience for me. I mean, I've shot on spherical lenses before, but these lenses, they encroach on that Atlas Mercury kind of price range. So they're around $7,500 each. That's like $47,000 for the whole set. This is not your average lens that you're just gonna go pick up on a whim. This is an investment, as is with the Atlas Mercuries. Now I got the Mercuries, full disclosure, I didn't pay full price. They had a promotion going on last year, so I got a deal on them. But I bought them, I still paid a lot for them because they were an investment. I knew that I was gonna be able to make my money back with just one shoot, which is what I did. So, I'm not gonna tell you how to spend your money or how to run your business, but if you feel that you can make your money back with these lenses, then by all means, go ahead and get them. Another alternative is to rent them. That's probably the best course of action if you wanted to try them out. Rent one or two and see how you feel when you're using them and see what you think of the results, and kind of go from there. But I'm not here to tell you to buy these lenses. I'm just here to share my experience with using them on a 2-day shoot campaign, and to show you some results. So, I've talked about the price. Now let's talk about the specifics. So we've got 18 millimeters, 25, 35, 50, 73, and 100. They're actually all right here behind me. They're all the same size, give or take a few millimeters, apart from the 100 mil. And the size is fantastic. I'm a run and gun filmmaker. I don't like rigging up my camera. Yeah, for the most part, I'm just a top handle kind of guy, and that's it really. So I like to keep my camera setup really small and compact. They do have a bit of weight to them, but it's nothing compared to using an Atlas Mercury or even any other PL lens. And that's the great thing about the Hectors, is they are native mounts, and it's like 5 screws to change the mount. So I used them on the C50 and on the Nikon ZR. The rental house sent me with all of the lens mounts, well the RF and the Z mounts, so that I could switch them. It took like 5 minutes, if that, to switch lens mounts. So that saves a lot of weight as well, and it balances better when you're not using a giant PL adapter. One thing to note on the 18mm, which is what I'm filming on right now, is that it does not have a filter thread. So one of the clips that I wanted to get a hard mounted shot of me driving and Alyssa and Ty, cruising past me on the horse. I wanted to use the 18mm, and I did use the 18mm, but I couldn't use an ND, so I had to stop down to around T16, but it was still clean. Like there was no, you know, gross stuff going on that usually happens when you go down to the super narrow apertures. But that's what you would expect for a 7.5 grand lens. And speaking of T-stops or aperture, they're all a T2.1 across the range. So sometimes with cinema lenses on, you know, the more telephoto side of things, they may go down to like a T2.8 or a T4, but these are all the way from 18 to 100 mil T2.1, which is really nice. So I think the image quality speaks for itself. The user experience was, for the most part, fantastic. Now, some of the scenes that I'm going to be showing are courtesy of Brandon Talbot, and I know that he's going to be doing a video on his experience with these as well. I did hire him for this shoot to assist me to kind of get some B-roll and just some extra scenes, because I was also the subject in this campaign and I was driving the car as well. So shout out to Brandon. I'll put his link to his video in the description. I definitely recommend checking his video out as well. But all in all, these lenses are incredible. The reason why I love anamorphics is because they have a lot of character, and I feel that these lenses do kind of lean into some character as well. As I mentioned, it's kind of vintage optics in a modern housing. And I often kind of compare, and I'm pretty sure Sony hate it when I do this, but there's nothing against G Master lenses, but they are clinically clean all the way through, and they do kind of lack a little bit of character. And that can be perfect for some people, and it is perfect for some people. And I did a video a couple of years ago, about a year ago, on the 28 to 70 f2 G Master lens. That was my favorite G Master lens because not only was it clean and sharp, but it had nice character, nice 3D rendering. And that's what I feel all of these Hector lenses have. Incredible separation, especially wide open, really nice character, but they don't feel too clinically clean. They're not perfect, but it's really hard to explain. But they're not a G Master lens. They have all of that really nice character you would expect from this type of caliber of cinema lens. But all in all, if you want to invest in some spherical lenses, these are a high contender. Rent them first, and then consider buying them, because they are a steep price and they are an investment. But if you feel, as I mentioned before, if you feel you can make your money back in 1 or 2 shoots, then by all means, this is what I'd recommend for spherical glass. They are the next step, over like the more budget-friendly Typox Chimera Cs or even the DZO Vespid 2s. These are absolutely fantastic. So hopefully this video has been beneficial if you've been considering these lenses. As I mentioned, they got to go back, but if you have any questions that I didn't talk about in this video, as always, you can reach out in the comments down below or message me on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.